Hey everyone, I'm Lyle Aspinall, a photographer for Post Media here in Calgary. I just want to really quickly talk about my Supermoon photos from yesterday. Some people wondered if I faked them and if I just created them in Photoshop. I didn't. I want to prove that to you now. So, Supermoon rising. Here's my contact sheet straight out of my camera. You can see that's my card. It's on a 1DX. I'm shooting raw. So, started back here, got into position, good time. And right over here, you can see the moon starts to rise. Slow shutter speed. Made a lot of blurry images, but some of them worked. So, but you can see the progression here. I'm not going to linger on that too long. The important thing to note is that I'm shooting with an 800mm lens. Well, I'm shooting with a 400 with a doubler on it, so effectively 800mm, which means that I was compressing a lot. I was shooting this from the Signal Hill area of Calgary, pointing toward downtown. And if you know Calgary, you know that's a ways away from downtown skyline. And so by having it that far back, I was able to compress both the skyline and the moon together, which made the relative size look more significant. Over here, I switched to 300mm, and you can see the moon coming through the cracks. It's a lot smaller by comparison at 300mm, standing from the same spot. But then look down here, these are at 800mm again. I wanted to get a tighter shot of the moon. 800mm, you can see it there. Let me show you something. This shot and the one that I showed you earlier, which is this one, the one that ran in Lightroom, or pardon me, the one that ran on social media, which I edited in Lightroom. Take a look at something. The moon is the same size between the two. So this thing where the moon, it's so big and I must have photoshopped it, must have faked it. The truth is, that's just an optical illusion. It's the same size as it on the horizon as it is way up in the sky. It's just it looks bigger on the horizon because we see it relative to the things that are already there. There's a good explanation of it over here at How Stuff Works, and it explains how it's just an optical illusion. But I also want to show you Lightroom. So here's that image in Lightroom. See, it doesn't look much different, does it? Let's look at the original in Photo Mechanic. This is straight out of camera. Here it is in Lightroom. Didn't do a whole lot to it. I straightened it out a little bit and punched up the contrast. That's about it. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to contact me, but that's basically the gist of it.